What's up, everybody? This your boy, Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record, and I am back with a very long-awaited episode of the Sit Down Show. Joining me today, ladies and gentlemen, is another superstar of XCW. Would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
Hi, for y'all who don't know me, my name is Brogan O'Shea. I'm the Rambler with XCW. Yeah, it has been a long time. We've been trying to get together and get this going. It's just a lot of technical difficulties. I apologize on my behalf, but hey, we're here, and that's what matters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, now we had Chris Jones on the show before. We also had the CEO of XCW, Mr. Fletch. We had him on the show as well, and now we are joined by, like I said, XCW superstar Mr. Brogan O'Shea. So I have a couple questions for you.
Yeah.
Now, these questions I did write the first time that we were supposed to do the interview, so some of them are kind of old. But as the interview goes on a little bit, I'll probably come up with some other things that I want to ask
No,
you
you're
guys.
good. I'll answer the best I can.
So one thing that I don't have on here that I kind of want to start off with is during during the time that you guys, or during the time that we were trying to get this interview set up or whatever, I know that you guys had some things going on as well. It wasn't really just technical difficulties, but of course you guys got your show that you got to put together, and also I know that Fletch and some of you guys went out to WrestleMania weekend. So tell me about a little bit about what's been going on in the last month or so.
Well, XCW is just getting started. Our season's really kicking off right now, is where we're getting busy. We actually have a show that's getting ready to post tonight at 8 o'clock our time, which should be 6 o'clock your time. So if you want to check that out, that'd be awesome. We always like the views. But we've been doing a lot of training. We've been working on our new training center, our indoor center. We've been just, just getting everything ready for the season. We're trying to get the best 2021 season that we can possibly get, and we have a bunch of guys pitching in. So we've been busy, but I think overall it's gonna be a great time. I really think 2021 is gonna amount to something.
All right, all right. So first question I have here is, how long have you actually been a part of XCW?
Say it one more time.
How long have you been a part of XCW?
Oh my god. Hold on one second. For some reason somebody was trying to call me, and that is not okay. One second. I am so sorry.
That's fine. I should have told you about that too, because that does, um, when people try to call you, it for some reason breaks out the audio signal.
All right, we should be good to go.
Can you hear me?
Um, yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you're a bit quieter now.
Oh yeah. Um, Give me a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna try to boost my audio on my end just so he can hear me a little bit better. All right. How about now?
Yeah, we're good.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So my question to you was, how long have you actually been a part of XCW?
So I debuted in XCW Halloween Havoc in 2018. I started training at Summer Mania that year, so about since 2018. So a couple years, 2021, since 3 years, I guess.
Okay. And let me see. There's another question I had that I could kind of go off. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think you have improved compared to your debut match?
Oh man, so we have this show right now on XCW called XCW Recall. And if you watch season one, episode two, Brogan O'Shea watches his first match. So that's another thing to check out on XCW. That is XC Wrestling One for anybody who doesn't know. But I think that I've improved dramatically from when I debuted in XCW, which wasn't hard because I was what we call in the business the shits. I was terrible, awful, couldn't do anything. But now being who I am, I'm one of the lead roles in XCW. I'm one of the guys that you expect to see every night. I'm like a high part in the card. I've become a staple in XCW, and I think that itself speaks for how much better that I've got. And I'm now part of the training team. Me, myself, Corey Lee, and Brady Branson. We're all trainers now in XCW, and like I said, we've been working a lot on training on new people and getting a bunch of things coming up for XCW. So I think I've improved a lot since 2018. 3 years does a lot.
All right. And before you actually got involved with XCW, had you been a part of any other organization?
No, I had not been part of any other wrestling organizations before XCW.
So is this something that like you were you like friends with Fletch or friends with some of the guys on the roster, and they were just like, hey, we do this backyard wrestling thing. You want to come join?
So I played with Evan Phoenix for a little bit back in 2018. And so Evan had just come back from his last match with Chris Jones because he just got back from basic training. Whatever happened, it just didn't work out. But he came back and he ended up getting me into XCW, and I had been friends with him and Brady Branson before XCW had even started. So they kind of gave me my foot in. I wouldn't say necessarily that they built the Brogan O'Shea that you see today, but they definitely are the reason that I'm here. So.
Okay. All right. I respect that. So which current roster member brings out the best of you in the ring? Would you say?
Oof. So Brogan O'Shea has had many different. He's always been heel. Brogan O'Shea is a dick. He always has been. But he's had different versions of himself. Brady Branson brings out Brogan O'Shea really well because he's just the most over baby face that is in XCW. We had a hell of a match at Halloween Havoc 2020. If you haven't checked that one out, you should. Um, but Psychor is another guy that brings out Brogan O'Shea really well. I've tagged with him a couple times. He's awesome. So when you have two heels together in a ring, it's always a competition about who can outdo the other person. So it's really just like building each other up to the point where you can't get any better. So, those are like two of the superstars I think that push me the most when I'm Brogan O'Shea.
Okay, okay. And so one thing that I want to kind of talk about a little bit. It's not a question I have here, but since this is something that we already know, we saw, for those of you who do watch XCW, we saw the return of Chris Jones. Like I said, he was a member of, he was a guest here on my show, but we saw the return of Chris Jones over the last month or so. What was your reaction to that? Is that something that you knew ahead of time, or was it a shock to you, just like
No,
everybody
our
else
writing
watching?
team at XCW does a really good job about keeping some of the superstars in the dark about things. What's funny is Fletch goes out of his way to bring people back to the show when we have a return who aren't returning to throw people off. And
Yeah.
Chris had been coming the last couple shows, so we got used to seeing him there. So he was planting people that day just to put Chris Jones over for not only the people who like saw them on camera, but for us in person too. So I was shocked Chris Jones came back. I can't say much more about that because some shows are going to come out. Y'all are going to learn some things, but I would stay tuned because I don't think I think there's something going on. I can't say much more than that. I can't say much more than that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Shout out to Chris Jones though for making his return to XCW. You guys got to go check that out. That was a big night. He also participated in the pay per view. I believe it was the Allegiance pay per view. So you guys go and
Yep.
check that out. But next question I have here is, what is one of the championships in XCW that you haven't held but you plan to?
So the only championship I haven't held in XCW is the tag team title.
Oh wow.
Because I've never been in an actual tag team stable. And I think that's the next thing I want to do as Brogan O'Shea is get that tag team gold. But that's the one I'm most excited about getting next.
Okay. All right. So up next, has there ever been a time where you and an opponent decided to shoot on one another, and if so, what was the reason behind that?
So me and Brady Branson decided to shoot on each other in multiple promos. If you watch our promos between each other from Summer Media leading into Halloween Havoc, a lot of the things that we ended up doing weren't scripted. So at one point I was shooting at Brady hard about like his life and things that most people just don't know about him. And I was supposed to like spit beer in his face. It wasn't supposed to be a lot, just enough to get over. But me, I took a swig and I realized it wasn't enough, so I took another swig and I just had this gigantic mouthful just in his face.
Wow.
Um, you'll see some promos coming up with Brogan O'Shea that maybe he digs a little deeper than he should. Uh, you might see one of those tonight if y'all tune in. 8 p.m., 6 p.m. your time,
Yes, sir.
XCW.
We will have all the links to that show in the description. You guys make sure you guys go follow XCW on YouTube and on their website, XCW, what is it, XC Shelbyville?
Wixsite.com. XCWrestling1wixsite.com.
Okay, you guys follow that. So before I don't think I have too many more questions here. So before I get to the rest of my questions, I'm actually going to run a couple quick commercials and then we're going to come back. So you guys stay tuned.
Sounds good.
Mr. Smash every blazing record. Mr. Smash every blazing record. Mr. Smash every blazing record. Mr. Smash. Hey. G-Lo. Now, if you're watching this on Roku, I want y'all to say it with me.
Was still dirty as fuck, yeah. Still dirty as fuck. And you fucking rappers still suck. Better luck doing the duck flip pose and getting likes for those.
I'm Michael's Disco. I'm Michael's Disco, baby. I make the girls go crazy. Oh.
Like a preacher, game so strong, got a soda P to a teacher. Coaches wanna buy a bag, it's melted in the bleachers. We both smoking cookies, but I swear this shit ain't equal. Bankroll, yeah, go and get that. Bankroll, yeah, go and get that. Bankrolls and getting likes for those instead of videos or flows, cause Lord knows you ain't making it to the pros. I stopped snorting coke and my nose stopped bleeding. I stopped smoking weed, but then came the weekend. Good thing I never stopped drinking. State to state, I'm the product of hate, neglect, and procrastinate. Imagine if the crew was alive.
When it's so hot, I can't stop. I'ma keep it going. Girl, you know you always been up on my mind and printed up in my brain, projected right through my eyes. I'm watching you dancing, every single move gon' hypnotize. I'm spreading all of your legs and I'm lifting you till you fly. You been running through my mind, baby. You been running.
All right, you guys, we're back. Back here with Brogan O'Shea. We got a couple more
Yes.
questions for you. So my next question to you is, I've watched what is it, Men of Honor, and I believe there was an episode where you guys were sitting down talking about how you're able to keep the the Irish character going and whatnot. So my question to you is, are you Brogan 24/7 or only on Showtime?
So the best advice I can give anybody who's not already a wrestler, and most wrestlers will tell you this, is any gimmick you do should be closest to you, just turned up to 11, right? So, like, Brogan O'Shea is derived from an aggressive part of me, but, like, I am not Brogan O'Shea all the time. That would be awful. I'd just be a dick. But, like, it's one of those switches that you just learn in the wrestling business to turn on. As soon as that music hits and I'm across that curtain, I'm no longer Chris. I'm Brogan O'Shea. And then when I hit that curtain, Brogan O'Shea turns off. Because, like, it's just those things that, like, it keeps it special. You can't be your gimmick all the time. Because then it becomes overused and overplayed. But it's those special moments when you're in the ring 10 minutes at a time that you really get to shine. So I feel like that's when Brogan O'Shea comes out.
All right, I like that answer. My next question is kind of like a little would you rather game. So I have a couple of things
Okay.
here, and I want to know, would you rather? So the first one is, would you rather take a chair shot to the head or take a superplex from the top rope?
Um, I'm not impartial to taking either, but if I got to choose, the chair shot for effect, for sure.
Okay. Next one, would you rather take a power bomb or a big splash from Venom?
Ooh, give me the power bomb, because I can sell the power bomb better than the big splash to Venom. Because Venom will just crush me. We're
Okay.
gonna eat me.
All right. Next one, would you rather blade or bleed the hard way?
I'd rather. It depends on the situation. I've done both. I prefer to bleed the hard way because it's the effect that you get and it's the immediate shock of doing so. But blading allows you to control the effect, so it depends on what you want. I prefer taking it the hard way.
All right. Um, so let me see here. Okay, so my next question to you is, what is one thing that you kind of wish that you could change about the current product, if anything?
The I don't see anything wrong with the current product of XCW. Besides the fact I feel like we lack the ability to get out there because we see backyard companies who are in big places that do a lot better than we do viewership wise, but based on content and product and value, they lack in some of the things that we have because we have a production like crew, we have a ring, we have two of them, we have a building, we have a stage, we have lights, we have fireworks, we have pyro, we have smoke, we have all the things that most indie professional companies have, but without the ability to get out there. So I think that's what I would change. I wish that we were in a location where we can really get out there,
All right, I hear you on that. And my last question here before I get to somewhat of another game, it's a game that I played, I
Okay.
believe, with Fletch. My last question is any title, any setting, any stipulation, what's your dream match in XCW?
So I used to tell people different things, but I think the more that I've thought about it, the more I know what I want. I would definitely want a TLC match, okay? And it would be with four people, including myself. So it would be myself, Psycor, Corey Lee, and Chris Jones for the international title.
Okay. And who do you see coming out on top?
Um, Psycor, because it would be the person that you wouldn't like. It'd be the one person that they didn't think would go over, because you have Chris Jones, who's the king of TLC. You have Andy, who is or Corey Lee, who is Mr. International, and then you have myself, who's beaten Corey Lee before.
Okay, okay.
So I think Psycor goes over purely for production value.
All right. So, like I said, I have one more little thing here, and we're actually going to close off the interview. I thank you for joining me. Before we get to this next thing, let me try to find what I need. So, let me take this down, put this up. So, we have here a little scoreboard, and hopefully, if everything is set correctly, then I should just be able to press some buttons here. But so this game is kind of a memory-based game, just to see how good your memory
Oh,
is.
they didn't pay me. They don't pay me at all, but they didn't make me wrestle because my memory was great.
Well,
And then you're asking me about taking chair shots to the head. Okay, here we go. We're in it.
all right. So the first one I have here is XCW Glory 2021. There was a match between Brady Branson and Hayden Vex versus Psycor and yourself. Who came out on top?
Uh, well, the team name was Braden, but Brady and Hayden Vex went over.
All right, you got it correct. All right, so next one I have here, XCW Last Laugh 2020, Brogan versus Deacon Storm.
Brogan went over.
Yes, sir.
He had the fastest time in the beat the clock challenges and came in last during the Elimination Chain match.
All right, next one. I have Halloween Havoc 2020, Brady Branson versus yourself.
So Brady Branson went over in the kendo stick match.
Yep, correct.
Yep, that hurt.
All right, next one I have here is Halloween Havoc 2019, Money in the Bank match, yourself, Hazard, Genocide Psychor, and Will Smith.
So it was me. It was me. That happened. But that match specifically, I remember, and we all remember because that was the match where Will Smith had taken a fall from a ladder. And if any of you haven't seen it, I do suggest watching it because you'll learn some things in the business about holding ladders, maybe opening them all the way before you take a leap.
All right, I think I've actually seen that match. All right, so the last one
No,
I have.
it's bad. You hear the sound.
Last one I have here is XCW Midwinter Warfare 2019, yourself versus Genocide.
Brogan O'Shea went over.
Correct. All
Oh,
right.
I thought I was wrong.
No, all that was, I think I had maybe about 5 there. I believe you're maybe, 4 for 4 or 5 for 5. So you actually did really good.
5 for 5.
Correct. So that's what's up, man. I appreciate you taking the time to join me on this interview. Is there anything that you would like to say? Anybody you want to shout out or just anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Once again, I'm going to plug XCW. If you haven't seen us before, check us out on XCW Wrestling 1. That's at YouTube. If you want to get really good content and you want to see some of the best wrestlers out there, you go there. You can see some of our sub shows that we have. For you, I would suggest maybe interviewing a Psychor or a Jesse Justice next. I can always send you that contact information. Thank you for having me on your show. It was awesome being here.
No problem. All right. Well.
And I want to plug you, of course. Grady, come on, man.
Well, I appreciate that, and my name is Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record. That's Brogan O'Shea. If that's gonna do it for you, I believe that's gonna do it for me. I thank you for joining me. I'm glad that we were finally able to get this done. I believe next I'm supposed to have DJ Walbert, so hopefully we can make that happen as well. And then, like I said, if you can get me the contacts for some of those other guys, that'd be appreciated as well. I like promoting you guys. I love watching your content. Make sure that you guys tap into their event tonight. What's the name of the event that's going on tonight?
Tonight I would have to. Oh man, I don't know because they're out of order. Hold on. I don't know. But you can always see on XCW premieres tonight. The post is up. Like I said, 6 o'clock their time, 8 o'clock my time.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and grab the link and we'll put it in the description of this video. But again, I do thank you for joining me. My name is Mr. Smash Every Blazing Record, and that's gonna do it for this episode of the Sit Down Show. You guys have a great day.
Awesome. Later.